Good morning, all of you. Today I'm going to take the lecture on CBPR project work. Okay, all of you? Well, start from here. I hope all of you can see my screen in this. Now, this is a CBPR course project which we are going to do and follow the rules which I'm going to tell you here. The steps which we are going to include in this CBPR project here are: first, we have to go for who should be involved in the community-based participatory research, identifying partners and the participants. Then our second step will be the setting the priorities, identifying the issues to research. Then third is forming partnerships, building the trust. Then fourth is developing a common mission statement here. And fifth is also related to the common mission statement tag. Now we will start with the step 1, that is who should be involved in CBPAR. People from all sectors from the community should be involved, but there are specific groups that under most circumstances are important to be included. It should be known that the people who are out of the community, they are also included in the group here. So first of all, the first are the people most affected by the issue or intervention under study. These are those people who are just residents of the community, who are involved with the community, right? Then second are the people who are not mainly directly affected by the problem on which all of you are going to research. These are the people who are indirectly connected with the people with the problematic community, the community which is facing the problem. Then the third point, the third people which we should include in our partnerships are the decision makers. They could be local officers, they could be legislators, and other decision makers from very beginning can be crucial. So both in securing their support and in making sure that what they support is in fact what's needed. So these are the people who are from the other kind of social places who are going to help you regarding the system, regarding the policies which the government is giving or not it is giving. So they will help you and guide you in that manner. Right, everyone? Then the fourth are the academic persons, the academicians who are involved with you, who have already studied such kind of research work before your work. So they are most probably very skillful. They know how to handle the things, and then they are very supportive in this matter. So they will help you in guiding you in understanding the problem, and then you can learn their skills also, how they are performing their projects, how they are understanding the things. So such kind of relationship will be built up, which will help you in effective way to carry on your research part. Now, the next people who you will include are the health, human services people, health services people, the public agency staffs, the volunteers. These are the people who are indirectly engaged with the community which are in problem. So they will also help you in telling you that what kind of things they are facing. A community, what kind of things that they are facing, because they are very close to the community. So There, being at the problem, at the community point, they will help you in telling what are the differences between the policies which are uh, provided to the community and the policies which are not provided to the community. Then the last not least is the community members at large. This category emphasizes the importance that members of all the sectors of community should have the opportunity to be involved. That statement covers the knowledge, skills, and talent that different people bring to the endeavor. That means the people who are just living in different sectors of the community, they are going to come together to help you in that. A collaboration of knowledge, skills, and talent will come to you, which will help in you in carrying out your research work. Got my point in this? Now, I will move to the second point, second step, that is setting the priorities. First, you all of you have to find out what are your priorities, on what basis you have to do first thing and then second and then third. Like this, you are going to make your priorities setting. Now, you have identified your partners. As in the step one, we have told you whom you are going to include in your partnership, and the people who may be participating in interviews, forums, committees, etc. You have to figure out what issue to tackle will be. Getting this point here? No. So, I would like to again explain to you that after identifying your partners, the people who may be participating in interviews, forums, committees, etc., you have to figure out what the issue to tackle will be, because there are always a multitude of important issues that all seem to be pressing at one time on any given community. It is important to set the priorities for what issue the partners will work on at very beginning of a partnership. So after deciding who are your partners, and as in step we have gone through, the next thing which you will do, you will have to see the other problems, the other things around your set problem which you are going to study. You have to see what other things are going around your study problem. So in that, you will just give away the work to your partners after setting the priorities, which partner will see which kind of work. Okay, so these are the setting of the priorities. Here you are just giving their work to them to follow up your research work. Now, first of all, like in legislature, the people who are the decision makers, who are on the official post, they are going to help you how to take decisions in making that what kind of facilities are provided to the people of the community. So you can ask them that you can handle this point here for the community, and I will keep on taking report from you. Got it? So now I'll come to the next thing, that is the table which is describing the priorities here. Now, what kind of existing, first priority is the existing efforts. What kind of existing efforts are going on? So here you have to find out what issue you will have to addressing this issue build upon existing efforts in the community. Means whatever the issue is there, what kind of efforts are going on for that. Then relationship to other problems, how the other problems are related to your focused problem which is prevailing in the community. You have to find out that what kind of relation they are sharing with the main problem. Then local expertise, you have to take the help of the local expertise who will help you to assist that what you can do within the community and what you can do by assisting the others regarding the problem in community. Then we'll come to the priority number 4, that is capacity. Does the capacity exist within organization to address this problem? Is there, they have that much of value, or they have that much of courage of handling that problem or not? So this kind of question should be there. So you have to find out the partner who will see this part. Then feasibility, some partner will see the kind of funds are there to address the problem. Then policy impact will be there. This will see what kind of potential is there in the community, or what we can provide that potential to the community for fighting from the problem. What will be the impact of the policies which are going for the this community problems. So all these things will comprise, and you can just ask one of your partner to follow up this point. Now synergy is the, is this in synergy, it is that, is this an issue that everyone can rely around, so that your combined efforts will have more of an impact than if the individual partners focus separately on the problems. Here they want to tell you whether all of you just combinedly focus on the one problem, that will have a more impact, or each and every partner will have a focus on their own problems, and then they will come to you with different kind of views regarding the other problems. That will help more. That is what you have to find out in this. So you have to set it in the priority, and you have to discuss with your partners. That will tell you how you can proceed in that. Now I'll come to the step 3, that is how the things will build up, how the partnership can be built up. So in this, how the formation of the partnerships will be there, then what kind of trust you can build up with your community members and your partners within your partners. So this step includes the creation of a community advisory or a community action way board. Some CBPR researchers prefer to use the term steering committee in place of the CAB to reflect both the advisory as well as the decision making capacities of the group. So here you have to form a group in which you will include your all the partners which will help you in your research. So these partners will help in advising you, as well as they will help you in decision making. So it will kind of boon to you that so many views will be collected and will be bring on one table, and you will discuss all the points, their findings, and you will come to the conclusion, and you will be able to write your research part. So in this, the committee should generally be composed of representatives of community-based organizations who serve as community partners, along with the community residents and other consultants that you have identified in step 1. This step includes as well the creation of more informal partnerships and relationships, and build up the trust between each team member, including the researchers. So these are the kind of benefits which you are going to get from building this CAB, that is the Community Action Board, in which you will develop informal partnership with everyone. You will develop the relationships with everyone, and you will build up the trust between each other, which will help you in long term. So your team could be of 5 to 10 members. It is not any restricted number of members. Then think about the contacting persons who have the background, interest, time, and energy. You have to see whether the person is interested in your work or not. You have to see whether he has time or not. You have to see what kind of energy he can commit towards your project. So these are the things you have to keep in your mind while finding your CAB, that is Community Action Board or a steering committee. Got it? Now I'll come to the fourth step, that is developing a common mission statement. You have to develop a common view for all of you. Means you all of you should have a one goal and one objective or a one issue, so that you will have different kind of views for a one issue. That will help you a lot. So given that each partner organization has its own missions, goals and objectives, community institutional partnerships for prevention, research need to engage in a process of creating a common vision and selecting and prioritizing mutually defined issues, goals and objectives that reflect the multiple agendas that partners bring to the table. So all the partners will bring different kind of views, different kind of vision, what they have, different kind of selecting process, different kind of uh, findings that will help you in uh, discussing with them your conclusion. You can come to your conclusion, right? So shared vision is vital in order for partnerships to succeed because it provides focus and energy. So once you share your vision with everyone, which will which will help them to understand what is your focus and what kind of energy they will need to put up. Right? Now I'll come to the next point here. That is step 5, in which CBPR principles for the project are going to be depicted. Like in developing the CBPR, the principles which we have with the partners and the community try answering these questions together. You have to find out the questions, sorry, not the questions, answers for these questions. Okay. So is the partnership clear about how community is defined and the characteristics that gives this identity? So your partnership is really clear about what is your community and the characteristics that gives this identity. You have to clear them this. They should have know what is your community. Then how will the proposed project build on the strengths of the community and enhance its capacity? How you have to proceed with your project, how you have to build your project on the strengths of the community. What are the strengths of the community you should know. Then how the community is holding the problem. What is the capacity of the community? You should know about that. Then how will the partners, their local histories, and where the partnerships are centered influence the direction of the work being proposed. So your how will the partners, their local histories, and where the partnerships are centered influence the direction of the work. So you should know that your partners' local histories and how your partnership is centered, how it is going to influence your project work. It will, your partners will decide how you will proceed in that work, in that project. So you must know about your partners, that what is their whole local histories, are they able to perform the things on ground or not. Then fourth question will be, what benefits will the community receive? And are there other partners or communities involved who may not receive any direct benefits? So you should know what kind of benefits you are going to give the community while your project work, and what your partners or the communities, other communities or other partners are getting those benefits or not. You should know about that. Then the last question is, How will the proposed project simultaneously implement interventions and conduct research while still addressing long-term systems change? Like while going into the other problems of the community, you can proceed with your project like poverty, sexism, races, imbalance of power between the communities and institutions. All these are the common problems which are prevailing in every community. So you have to see how you can implement your project in this community while having these problem already. Okay, you have to see how you can go with that. So answer should be with you only. Got it, everyone here? Now this was whole about the CBPR project work. How you have to maintain your partnerships, how you have to find out your partners, how you have to build your relationships with them, how you have to build your committee with them, then how you can proceed, and whatever the last step I've told you, what kind of questions should be in your mind while doing these work, you should be aware of all that. You should have answers for that. Thank you all of you for this time. And if any problem you have or any questions you have, you can access your student account and put up your questions on forum. Forum icon, you can press it on and you can ask questions about that, about whatever I have taken your class here. And if again you are not able to understand, then on Saturday, or if the class we will have, if the class held before that, and on Saturday morning I'm going to take the revision class for the whole week, so you can ask your questions there. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks a lot.